Okay, welcome back. So we installed Kafka and we were able to create a topic in a Kafka broker or Kafka server, and we were able to describe and list the topics. Now, next we want to try is I'm in my own directory. Next we want to try is a basically command line producer. So there is a utility called Kafka-console-producer .sh. Basically, you need to provide the topic, okay, on the Bootstrap server. So my topic name is test topic. So I will run this in a one window. So you basically need to open two terminals to just publish some message, and there is other window where you can run a consumer command to see the output or the data which is published to the topic. So in one window, I run this. Okay, so I create one more terminal. I'll replicate this terminal. So duplicate the terminal. Okay. Let me run the consumer utility. So Kafka command line consumer or console consumer. So you see there is a Kafka console consumer.list, and you have to provide the properties, which is the topic name, and you see there is a from beginning, or you can actually provide the latest also. So if you don't provide the from beginning, so whatever the latest message published on this topic will be consumed. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't provide from beginning, whatever the latest message which will be consumed by the consumer. So I'll just run this in other window. Okay. Now let's go on the publish some message. Say hi Kafka, welcome. So you see, so I publish the message here. It's just a text message, free text message. So it got consumed here. So even I can just pass comma separated string, like you can think of as 101, which is customer ID, and customer name as Shivan, the customer city as Chennai. So this is here. This is a comma separated string. Even I can just message a string format of a JSON message, like user ID as 102 and username as Arun, and the city on which he is living might be Bangalore. Okay, so if we pass, so same the string format of your JSON message also getting consumed. Okay, this is how the internally the Kafka is working, or different parts in a component works. Okay, so what we did is basically we just created a topic, and we ran the command line producer to, and we published some message, and we ran the command line consumer just to see whether it is consuming from this topic which is published in the producer. All are working is a command line. Now in a real time, what you use, so you will have a Kafka cluster details. So basically you need to use for publishing message and consuming the message, right? So we'll just go through that. I will stop this. Okay, so as I told you, Kafka client available in different programming language. You can use based on your application. So since we are going to use the PySpark structure streaming, I think I recording it. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I'm recording it already. All right. So now, as I told you, you can choose different programming language, the Kafka clients based on your requirement. So since we are using PySpark structure streaming, we are going to use the Python client for the Kafka. So you can open a PyCharm. So basically, so Kafka client for Python has been provided by the package called Kafka-Python. That you need to install it. Either you can install using a pip command. I just open this. This code you are already having. So I shared you earlier the entire PySpark structure streaming project, which has all your Kafka producer and Kafka consumer codes. So what you need to install is you need to install the package. I just open this. So as I told you, you can use the pip install Kafka-Python. This package will give you uh, the Kafka producer and Kafka consumer classes to publish the data as well as consume the data. Okay. So if you want to install using the IntelliJ IDE, you can go to the PyCharm ID. You can go to the settings, file settings. Based on your internet bandwidth and your VM, the resources allocated to the VM, it will work accordingly. Just wait for some time. Basically, the interpreter section will show you the Python version which you are using and the list of packages already installed. So if you want to install new package, just say plus symbol here. and you can type Kafka hyphen. It's not coming here. I can verify whether it's already installed. Basically, I'm using a Python virtual environment, which is I created with the data making. Kafka Python, I already installed it. Okay. So if you want to install, you can go to either you can go to through ID, you can install. There it's not coming somehow, or you can just go to this terminal, activate your source, won't activate data making. You can run this command. Mine is already installed. It says requirement already satisfied. It's already there. Okay. For you, if you are not installed, it will install. Okay. So I am using inside the. I'm using actually the Python. I created a virtual environment and I am using it. You can use directly uh, the base version of means without a virtual environment also you can directly install and you can use it. So that's not an issue. But I am following virtual environment because I don't want to whatever I want to try it inside the Python virtual environment data making so that I can just the base one I can use it for a different purpose. Okay, so all we doing it is a Kafka Python. Once you install, now so basically we are going to discuss about two programs, like how we did a command line producer. We ran the command line producer by passing the Kafka topic name and the bootstrap server, and we try to publish the data. Similarly, we are going to do using the Python program. Nothing big we are doing. So instead of doing the command line, we are going to use the Python program. We are going to use a Python program and do the same thing. And similarly, we opened another terminal to run our consumer, command line consumer, by passing the topic name and the bootstrap server to read the data or consume the data from Kafka topic. Similarly, we are going to use the consumer, okay, Kafka consumer, which is Python Kafka consumer, and we are going to read the data. So these are the two things we are going to discuss. First, we'll start with the Kafka producer. Okay. So what we are going to do is, so I will try to create one more topic because since this is we are using for just some junk data. So test topic we already used for some publishing some junk data, right? So this we'll try to use for Kafka topic one, and also while consuming also. This is just for better understanding. Even you can use the same topic. Okay, I'll just go and create the topic, which is test topic one. Command to create a topic. So I just create this. Okay, test topic one is created. Now let's go here. So all you need to do is you need to import this Kafka producer. For producer, you need to import the Kafka producer class from the Kafka package. Then you need to create an object for Kafka producer by passing the bootstrap server and the value serializer. Okay, so whatever value you pass, so it is going to encode it as a string. Okay, so that's why encode of UTF-8. So it's going to uh, uh, encode it as a string and send it to the Kafka. So the string message. So basically the encoding. When you do encoding, it will basically convert as a byte array. Sorry. So the string message will be converted and finally converted as a byte array and send it to the topic. So while consuming from the consumer, so you have to decode as a byte array to string using the UTF-8 decoding, and you have to decode in the consumer. We will see that. Okay, so creating a Kafka producer object is important. Once you create a producer object only, you can actually send the message. So remaining thing is almost just I'm cooking up data. So basically, I want to use it for the some real-time scenario. I was actually preparing a Kafka message, something like this. So where is that? So I want to have an order ID, a product name, card type, order amount, the order date, time, country, city, and the e-commerce site on which the order is being made. So all this data I'm trying to cook up. Okay, for that only I written all this code. Okay, so after creating the Kafka producer object, you see there is a list of product names which I taken for sample and a list of card type which I'm going to use it, Visa, MasterCard and Visa, MasterCard and Mastro, and the city names with the country I taken for this preparing the sample data, and e-commerce website like datamaking.com and Amazon and Flipkart and Snapdeal and eBay. And I'm going to generate some 500 message. So I try to use the range of 500 and loop through, make a loop for 500 times and prepare the JSON message. So this is not just a string message. I'm going to make a JSON message. So to prepare a JSON message, we have to create a dictionary in Python. So message equal to, if you use open close curly braces, it's going to create a dictionary. So I just in the inside dictionary, you just create a key and assign the values. So order ID, I mean just using the same as loop ID and the product name. I just use the random package to choose multiple values from the list. That means choose one particular list from the multiple values. So if you say random dot choice of you pass a list, it will pick one value from the product. It's just simple data preparation, sample data preparation. Similarly, card type and the order amount. I'm just generating the order amount ranges from 5.5 to 555.5 with a 2 decimal point. And current date I'm taking as order date, the date time. Similarly, country and city, all the stuff. So once the dictionary is prepared, so we can say producer object dot send off. You have to provide the topic name and pass this dictionary message. Dictionary which is actually a JSON. Okay, so in the while creating a producer, we just did a serializer, right? What this does is every message it dumps actually converts your dictionary object into string, and that we are encoding as a byte array. So this is what we are doing it in a producer. Okay, so any question on this Python producer, Kafka producer?
No, but we're good.
Okay, all right. So next we will see Kafka consumer. So Kafka consumer also you need to import this class called Kafka consumer from the Kafka package, and then what we are going to do is we are going to create an object for Kafka consumer. So in Kafka consumer, you have to pass the topic, bootstrap server, and offset as latest. And you see there is a group, consumer group. So consumer group is basically, for example, you want to multiple system. Okay, so listening to the same topic. Okay, so and if you create it within a consumer group, so you can actually say example if two application you means you want to consume the data and you want to write it to the some storage system. So it can be a database, some databases or NoSQL databases. And if you want to say you are running a two instance of the product consumer, and you don't want to both the consumer read the data and write it into the like same data. You don't want to read the same data twice and write it into the storage. So if you make a consumer group for both the instance, so only one consumer will read the data. If so, other consumer will not read the same data. So it can actually just to make the read parallelism, we just run multiple consumer within a consumer group. Okay, so that's a consumer group. It's just a string message, and we have to do that serializer. Here we did the serializer. So value serializer we define. We defined value serializer. Here you have to define a value deserializer because we need to decode the byte array and make it as a string here. So and then once you create a consumer object, you can iterate messages in the consumer by saying for message in the consumer, the message you can actually read a key and value. So in the consumer, you get a key value pair. Value will have the actual message. Okay, so this I am printing it here. Okay, let me run this consumer. Okay, I run this consumer. I go change this to some. I just run some. I publish some 10 message. So producer is sending, and you see consumer. Sorry, here consumer. So basically, what you see here, I'm just printing the message type. What is the type of? It says consumer record. Key is basically none. In a value field only, we have the actual message. You see here, all the 10 messages been consumed. Okay, so again, if you run, say, I'll run 5 more. I'll just clear off consumer both. I'll clear off here. Clear off here. This is producer. Running 5 more. And consumer, you see those 5 messages in consume. So this is how the Kafka as a distributed system works. Okay, so what we are going to do is in the Kafka, in the PySpark structure streaming. So here we are going to replace this Kafka consumer with our Spark structure streaming. So Spark structure streaming act as a consumer. Okay, there may be a multiple system, say, which publish the data. Our Kafka streaming application going to consume the data and do analysis. It can be a simple analysis, or it can be a big computation which you perform on those data which is consumed in real time, and perform some operation and write it to the different storage sink. So source Kafka, we are going to see both example, like in Spark structure streaming we have a source and sink. Source is basically where you consume the data, sink where you write your data. So Kafka can be used in both the place. So your source can be a Kafka, or even your sink also can be a Kafka. Okay. So both the example we will be seeing it tomorrow. So just I'll send you this code. I think code is you are already having it in the same I think location where I would have already sent this. Uh, uh, I just sent you the I think GitHub repository, right? So the same GitHub repository, I have that. I have the code there. You can check it over there. And the Kafka notes, I will send you that. How to install the Kafka topic. Sorry, Kafka component. How do you install? I will send you this notes. And also I will upload this recording. Yes. Okay. I will upload this record. So the PySpark structure streaming GitHub link I already sent it. In that link you have the same code. Okay. So whatever code we discussed now, it is already there. You can go and check it. Okay, I think it's not there. Okay, I will send you this. So basically, I think I published only part 1 and part 2 and part 3 till the file streaming I published in the what is it, in GitHub. I will put this also. Work area. Yeah. Here I will put this is Kafka producer consumer. Okay, just create this. So I'll take this Kafka producer and consumer. This is the location where I'm actually using to push the data to the your Git. Okay, I will also. Okay, any question you have?
No, Pari. We're good.
No, Pari.
Okay, then I will send this. I'll upload this code as well as the notes, the Kafka installation notes. And once I upload the video also, I will send all together. Okay.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll discuss about the Kafka, how to use the Kafka as a source and also sync. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. We will see in the next session tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.